Got a question from a landlord asking what are the elements for an owner move-in or qualified relative move-in under the California's Tenants Protection Act of 2019. Hi, my name is Rob Wells. I'm the Landlord Boy on TikTok and YouTube. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to our videos. So I'm going to be doing a series of videos on owner move-in evictions because we do get these from time to time here. Go over the generalities of what's required under the Tenants Protection Act since the 2024 amendments in April last year that went into effect. So long story short, the qualified people that can do an owner move-in eviction would be the owner of the property, owner spouse, domestic partner, children, grandchildren, parents, and grandparents. Okay. General rule is these persons could be qualified persons that could be used on a termination notice to indicate that the owner or their qualified relative, these first degree relatives, can move in. So what are the catches now? Because the Tenants Protection Act was amended last year to, address some abuses per what the legislature was stating. So anyone that's doing an owner move-in eviction their qualified relative or the owner must live there for 12 continuous months as their primary residence, meaning you live there all the time. You're going to be registering to vote, your cars are registered, your tax returns are being sent to the house, like living there, not, owner occupied, like as in the single family homes exemption. That's a little bit different. You're going to be primarily living there. Okay. The second catch is for any leases or tenancies entered in on or after July 1, 2020, for residential tenancies, not mobile homes. Mobile homes had a July 1, 2022 date. You have to have a term in your lease or rental agreement that permits owner move-in. If your tenancy started on or after July 1, 2020, and you do not have this term, you cannot terminate a tenancy for owner move-in unless the tenant consents to the termination or you add the term to your lease. There may be several ways you can do that. That's a topic for a different video. Okay. Biggest change as well last year is you cannot have an occupancy available at the property. So in other words, if there is a vacant unit of same or similar size that you or the qualified relative can move in, you can't terminate a tenant's tenancy for that. You also can't terminate a tenant's tenancy if that qualified relative or you, the owner, actually reside on the property. So that was, the kibosh was put there. Okay. Tenants now can ask for proof or request information about the intended applicant, such as if they're related to the owner or what the relationship is. The law specifically allows that landlords shall provide this information, including an operating agreement or other non-public documents, meaning like birth certificates, that I guess a marriage certificate if your spouse was moving and that was an issue. Okay. Another change as well too, in your written notice, you must state the names and relationship of the owner and the intended occupant. Obviously the owner, you're just going to put yourself. But if it's like my kid, basically my son, I have to list them down. Hey, the owner's son, Robert M. Wells, his son, Janie Doe is moving, or John Doe is moving in. Okay. So that's what you would have to put down on there. Okay, there's some very nasty provisions if you do not comply with the Tenants Protection Act. Those are going to be subject to different videos. Okay, generally those relatives are going to have to move in within 90 days. The law makes no exception to this. The one exception would be death. Okay, there's restrictions on how much ownership interest you have to have in the property based on entity and how the property is owned. That's a subject for a different video. And there's also consequences too, like if the owner or their qualified relative doesn't move in within the 90 days or live there for 12 months. So stay tuned. We'll cover those issues later on. If you got comments, questions, put them down below. If you're thinking about an owner move-in eviction in Northern California, feel free to reach out. We might be able to help out. Until next time, folks, I'll talk to you then. Thanks.